Life on the off-grid homestead sure is tough, but it's a lot easier when you have the right tools for the job. You've been watching me clear all this off so that I can enjoy this phenomenal view when I get the tiny house built. However, you don't always need a monster chainsaw to do a small job. It's important to have the right tools for the job, but will this tiny battery-operated chainsaw actually do some work? We're about to find out. All right, so my new chainsaw from Amazon just came in, and I'm really excited to try this thing out. So let's take a look and see what we have. With everything intact, it's lightweight, but it feels solid. All right, now, this is great. Now, you're probably already wondering, this is a portable chainsaw, and you know, it's not meant for cutting down big trees. You want to have the right tool for the right job. I love that it comes in this handy case. That way I can put everything up and I can find everything when I need it the next time I need to use it. All right, we got our instructions, everything that we need to know about it before we start using it. Now this is great. Now this is lightweight. It's only about 2.2 pounds, so it's kind of rated for cutting, trees about 6 inches around. Hey, we're going to put it to the test and find out. Now, what I really like about this already, it has an automatic oiler. Now, obviously, we need to fill this thing up with oil before you use it. Most important thing you need to know about cutting with a chainsaw is you've got to keep that chainsaw oiled. With an automatic oiler, you don't have to remember about pressing, squirting. It's automatically oiled, which is going to make sure that when you're cutting, your chain doesn't wear out and it stays sharp. We immediately have safety glasses that come with it. That's great. I don't have to go buy any. Got some here. Now this thing comes with two, and I'm talking about two powerful 21-volt batteries. I like that already with the adapter. Now, got a little tool set right here. So I've got a little brush, help keep everything clean whenever it's time to actually do any kind of maintenance. It does come with an extra chain. Now that's great. I don't have to go and try to find one or buy one. I already have one included. Now, I've got this handy wrench and I've got this multi-purpose tool. It's got a Phillips on one end, standard screwdriver on the other. You're going to need both of these when it's time to adjust the chain and the tension on your chainsaw. It's important to know, every chainsaw, brand new, even used, once you start using it, once you notice that that chainsaw is getting loose, it's always best to take time to tighten your chainsaw. Don't want it too tight, not too loose. I'll do another video showing how easy it is to do that. Included is a file. Now that's perfect, okay? Because you have to have the right size file when it comes time to sharpening your blade. And there's a nice little guard here. So there's a guard that you can install on there. Of course, we got to install it properly, and that way, there's no mistake. In a big chainsaw, you can have some kickback. Well, this way, you've got a guard there, you're safe. So right now, it looks like we have everything that we need. Now, what I do like about this, and one of the reasons I got it, is that on the listing, it says that it's brushless. And that's important for me because I don't have to worry about something wearing out. So it's brushless. It's got an automatic oiler on there, very important, and it's got some very powerful 21-volt lithium batteries. The listing says should last 50 to 60 minutes of continuous cutting. Hey, we're going to charge these up, and then we're going to come back in a few minutes and we're going to put it to the test. We're going to go and clear some stuff. Now, remember, ideally, this is not meant for cutting big trees. It's meant really for you're going camping. You're going to cut some firewood, or you're going to cut and do some clearing of just some small brush. We're going to find out how well it stands up to the test. So I'm already excited about this. It really does look good. I mean, it's lightweight, 2.2 pounds, but it feels solid. So in just a little while, we're going to come back and give it a try. While I'm waiting for the batteries to charge, I went ahead and assembled my chainsaw. Now, I read the instructions thoroughly, okay, and I'm glad that I did. Always important to read the instructions, because I told you not to cut more than a 6-inch tree. Well, I assumed because the listing said a 6-inch, well, it's a 6-inch blade. Duh. Okay, reading the instructions, it says don't cut more than a 4-inch tree. So it's important you know that. Now, also, I installed the guard right here, and the guard is great. Now, keep in mind, I didn't find anywhere the instructions on how to assemble the guard. But it's easy, doesn't take a rocket scientist. It's one little screw that goes there, and there's a little bag here that has 2 screws in it. In case you drop it or lose one, put the screw in there. Use the tool that's enclosed. Be careful not to over tighten because it is plastic. So I've assembled it. Now, also, I put oil in here. Very important to put oil. So far, I like what I have. So far, it's been all pros. One con so far. The only thing that I don't like is that, hey, this is so small, it was very difficult for me to find a funnel. Now, I did eventually find a funnel, but it was difficult. It would be great, and this is just a bonus, but it would be great if a small funnel was already included in the kit. Now, that would be awesome, because I'd have the perfect funnel that would fit in here. I found this one didn't quite fit, but hey, I got oil in here. Now, the important thing, when you do put oil in here, you have to first prime it with that priming bulb. So you can see that it's full, okay? And when you first start, you'll have it full, and then you'll start pumping, and you'll see that oil going through the tube, okay? And once you have the bulb full, then you can refill this, because it will use a little bit. But now, we want to make sure, is it working properly? Take a little bit of cardboard or a piece of paper, hold your chainsaw close to it, and let's take a look. You can see it slinging the oil onto your cardboard. Chainsaw is working great, and it's got an automatic oiler on there, so you shouldn't have to keep pressing that bulb. You should be able to start cutting trees. Now, we can't start now. I got the battery charging, and it does have a little charge, but I want it to be fully charged so we can put it to the test. While I was charging this, I looked all over. Now, I did read the instructions. It says there's an indicator light, and I began to worry because I could not find the indicator light anywhere on here. Well, took a little bit longer, but there it is. The indicator light is on the adapter itself when plugged in. So, red, it's still charging, and when it turns green, it's ready. So I wanted to be sure to mention that because, well, it kind of threw me for a loop because most batteries, indicator light is on the battery. But no big deal. At least now you know where to find it. Got my batteries all charged up. Really, I think it only took a couple of hours for each battery. So I'm excited and I'm ready to try out our new brushless electric automatic oiling mini chainsaw. So this is going to be really neat. All right, now before we get started, wait. Big Al, I told you, if I'm gonna help you produce these movies, you got to give them some more information. Hey, I'm RNCJ, and you know, these are some more words of wisdom, okay, for every job that you go to. You got to know these three things right here, okay? Now, number one, when you go to the job, you need to be prepared. You need to know everything about the job, and you got to be prepared to do it. Number two, see, two, you got to make sure you got the right tools for the job. You don't want to go to the job with a big old sledgehammer and all you got to do is put up a tiny little finishing nail. Sometime if I'm in a hurry, I just grab a butter knife and I use the other end of the butter knife, tap, 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 and I'm done. Now, where did I leave off at? That's right, 2 and 1.
Cut. RNCJ.
So you gotta know these three things for the job. Now, number 1, you gotta know everything about the job. You gotta make sure that you're prepared for the job, know the job, so that you can do the job. And number 2, see, 2. Number 2, you got to have the right tools for the job. You don't want to go out to the job with a big old sledgehammer and you're putting up a little finishing nail. Now, Big Al said I can't tell you that tip I told you, but I hope you caught it the first time. Anyway, you got to have the right tools for the job. And most importantly, number 1 is safety. You want to make sure you're prepared because you never know, something jump up and poke you in the eye. So make sure that you're safe when you get ready to do the job. Now, that's your words of wisdom from RNCJ.
Before we get started, just kind of let you know, you've been watching, and my tiny house is going to be right here. And I want to enjoy the view that I have down there, and that's the reason we've been doing all of this clearing. Well, I've got some of these trees right here, and they are some pretty trees. However, there's too many of them. And since there's too many of them, well, they're kind of starving themselves. You see, I need to actually I need to cut a few of them down so that the other ones will thrive. You see, there's a tree that's similar to this over here, and it's beautiful because it's not crowded by the other trees. So I need to thin some of these out a little bit. That's what we're going to do today. These are some small trees, which is going to be a good thing to test out our new chainsaw. So we're going to thin out some trees, and that's going to help the other trees that are there to really thrive. So that's what we're going to do. So, hey, let's just go ahead and get after it. Wow, this chainsaw is pretty powerful, but take a look. You see, it's brand new, and you see, but every new chainsaw will do that. See, it's loose. So now we have an unsafe environment. So I need to take a moment, I'm gonna tighten that chain, and then we're gonna start seeing how long will this battery last. All right, that didn't take but just a second. And your chain, whenever you pull on the chain just a little bit, there you go. You want to have that little bit of tiny slack right there. You don't want it to be too tight. Great. Let's go see if we can cut up some trees.
All right, it only took me just a few minutes and I got a nice pile of firewood right here. So I can see how this mini chainsaw would be perfect if I'm going camping, you know, I want to head out to the beach or something and I want to cut some firewood. There's always some dry wood somewhere and you know, it's a pain trying to break it, taking a machete. Well, with this, I break it out of the case, I can quickly cut it all up, and I don't have to bring big containers of gas. All I need is just a little bit of oil, and wow, I can really have a great time and have a campfire. So I'm really loving this already. Let's get back after it. All right, I have to admit, this cordless, battery-operated mini chainsaw packs a powerful punch. I would not have expected that from a battery-operated saw, but with two powerful 21-volt batteries, and look, I cut up that whole pile of trees in just a few minutes, and it didn't let up. So I'm impressed. I really like this chainsaw and I put it to the test. I think, you know, some of these trees was a little bit more than 4 inches, but follow the guide and do what you're supposed to do because this is a tool that I can't wait to carry with me when I'm going anywhere where I need to do a little bit of clearing up of brush, making poles for my garden, anything I need. I believe this chainsaw is the right tool for the job.